Hey, welcome one and all to a guest episode of the Disc Only Podcast.
Wow.
What?
No, wow, guest episode.
Yeah, I know. Because suddenly Steven's head turns into a different one altogether. Wow!
Oh,
Proton,
bro,
I'm Proton John, I'm your main host, and I'm sick.
What is this
I'm
wizardry?
Tom Fox, and I have been neck deep in Baldur's Gate, but something doesn't feel right.
I'm Sab Irene, and I like frogs.
No!
I'm
Steven goes after Tom!
But
She's
I took
Steven
his place.
today!
I took
Listen,
his place, okay?
Sab is
she
Steven,
was
okay?
right. She was right. I'm Jared. Hi. She was right. She actually got the timing right, which I'm very, very impressed by.
She knew.
Thank
She knew.
you.
She was
We've
ready.
been doing this podcast for over 2 years now, and Steven still doesn't get it right.
I just looked at the picture John posted, so I knew the order.
I mean, that
You'd be
also helps
surprised,
too.
Sab. Yeah, you'd be surprised, Sab, because we thought that we were going by the heads. Then we thought we were going by the Discord heads, and just all types of stuff. We've had moments here.
That is a word I would
Many.
use. Yeah.
Many, many moments. So many moments.
I take it Steven's unavailable tonight. Wait, Steven's right here.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Stavin I George.
Oh my god.
Why are we stabbing him in the eye?
Well, excluding MC, because I'm MC. Well, actually, no, it's only the three of us who have S's in our names. Super MC Gamer, Steven, and myself in TRG.
What about the 8-bits drummers?
So many drummers.
Crap, you're right.
All plural drummers.
all the drummers.
Oh yeah, NCS.
Oh yeah, I guess like start with S, like names that start with S.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Tom Fox would be on that list then too.
Yeah.
And
If you
John,
turn it
yeah,
backwards.
okay, I get it. I don't know words, chat. It's fine.
None of my names have S, if that makes you feel better.
Does make me feel a little better.
You're welcome.
Thank you, John, for making my life not as complicated.
I have multiple names and not a single one has an S in them.
Okay,
That's like
now
your
that's kinda
brand now.
sad.
Why does it just make it's like the No Homers Club from The Simpsons, but it was just like the No S's Club? Or All S's Club or something like that? Only S's?
Okay, that is way funnier than I realized now that I've thought about it more. Holy shit.
Only
There are
S's
no
dot com.
S's in any of them.
People are saying Rosa John.
I'm not counting the alts.
What about Proton SA?
That also is not in my name anymore.
But John, if I were to type in
Well,
youtube.com/user/ProtonJohnSA, then it would come up with your channel.
True, but guess what also happens if you type in youtube.com/ProtonJohn?
Something beginning with S?
Surprise!
Ooh.
Ooh!
Actually.
God.
Hmm.
The AK actually. I love that. Actually.
Yeah, the AKSHUALLY.
Tips
Actually.
Fedora.
Oh no!
Dude, those icons that were done for the TRG website are so freaking good.
They're
Yeah.
so good.
No, Chile got a great artist. I actually forget the artist's name, unfortunately, but they did a great job. And I'm looking it up so I can remember.
God, I just saw an actually in the chat and it made me giggle.
There it is.
Chile.
Actually.
Ooh. Ooh. Visceral.
That's a congested actually there.
To me, it looks like Sean Connery choked and then was trying to call somebody named Sully. Actually.
Oh my god. Dude, Jack was right. On the during frickin' TRG Coliseum, man. You do come up with some random crap.
No, I just reference stuff all the time.
Yeah, but you never really do it as granular as he had you doing, like, oh, this reminds me of episode 37 of Yu-Gi-Oh!
I say that ironically now. Wow, just like
So
episode
good.
37 of Yu-Gi-Oh!
That was
Oh,
like
God.
the best and most cursed round of werewolf I have ever experienced in my
Oh
life.
my god, I was
Masay was
working.
ready
Awesome.
to kill Dan.
I was working in the green room that night, and then I was like, okay, I gotta get this done. And then the first draw you guys do is me as with Erica, and I'm like, okay, I better walk into the other room.
I'm
for
not getting
this.
any work done
Yep,
tonight.
no work's not getting done now.
Gerard as Jared was incredible.
It was priceless.
God help me. Oh,
'Cause the one thing that I remember from that was you saying where it's like you were watching him like shake his legs, and then you looked down, and you were doing the exact same thing without you knowing.
Yeah, it's very true. And I even told Erica, I'm like, look at his foot. And she starts just dying laughing. And I'm like, what? She goes, I just completely blocked that out now. Like it doesn't even like register to me until you say something about it, which is just God dang it.
You did cut out for a little bit there, but we got the entirety of the sentence. But so
Yeah.
I just want to preface that if you're watching this live, or I guess it's the VOD as well, Jared is currently on a hotspot with his phone to connect in because his internet went out. So if his audio is a little bit spotty, then that's why.
Yeah, the regular recording will be fine. We have some really bad thunderstorms right now, and our internet was just like, you ain't doing the podcast. I'm like, yes, I am. And then he pulls out iPhone.
Yeah,
That's when like
same
lightning.
here.
That's when lightning strikes the cell tower.
Oh my god.
Okay, hold on,
Tom,
hold on.
You can't
God
speak
said
it into
no.
existence or it'll happen.
No. Hold on. I got a story. All right. So this happened after the last podcast. I was streaming. Wait, when did we do the last podcast? Was it before July 4th?
No, it was after.
It was after.
Did I talk about how
we can't talk about it on the first of the Tuesday anymore. First Tuesday of the month.
Yeah. Did I tell y'all that my laptop got struck by lightning while I was streaming?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I got a story to tell. All right. So I'm just streaming on July 4th. I have the little cool emote explosion thing going on for the fireworks and whatnot. And there is a massive crack of lightning outside. It scares the frick out of me. It makes everything like flash in my room, and like the lights turn off, turn back on. But my laptop just goes like that, and I'm like, what the frick just happened? Because I had a power supply like thing, right? So my power stayed on for all of my equipment, but the one thing it didn't have was a surge protector on the network cable. So lightning hit the ground outside and went into the Ethernet cable that went into my laptop and blew out my speakers, my network card, and my NIC card. Or I guess we were having this conversation. It's a network card. So basically, I turned it back on, and I was on my phone doing a live stream with it, and I showed everybody. And every time my laptop would make noise, it would just go. That's freaking crazy, dude. So it's not far-fetched to say that lightning strikes can definitely happen. But luckily I was actually able to get the parts replaced under warranty somehow. I don't even understand how, but I was really happy about that. So I have a new work laptop because I had to get another one for streaming. And that leads me to my second part of the story. I just got back from Las Vegas and Final Fantasy Fan Fest, which was super fun. But I said before I left, I'm like, there's a Zeus slot machine, and I'm gonna go get my money back from Zeus. He owes me money for this laptop. Long story short, I did not get my money back from Zeus.
Dang.
Oh God.
Yeah, if ancient history's taught anyone anything, it's just don't mess with Zeus. Really, just
don't
don't.
No.
Bruh, okay, so the funniest thing is like
And stay away from geese.
I didn't frick with
Or
Zeus.
swans.
I was playing Ronald McDonald's Insanity whenever the lightning strike hit. Okay, so apparently, like Zeus or Ronald McDonald is Zeus's like freaking. Oh, I can't remember what it's called from
Arch
Final Fantasy
nemesis.
16.
Oh, I thought you were saying stand.
Oh.
Oh God, there's a word
From
for it.
JoJo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
he's
got-
like
you
a stand.
You got Zeus watching your stream like, this isn't drumming, I smite thee.
Oh my God. And the best part is, one of the best parts is that I was playing that for Steven, who rated me with a really cursed message, and I can't remember what it was, but it had to
Did
do
it
with
have
Ronald
anything
McDonald.
to do with Golden Corral?
No, it had to do with Ronald McDonald, but
God.
I heard that there's a Golden Corral story that you wanted to tell.
Well, it's more of Steven's story to tell. I think I was given permission at breakfast stream this morning to tell it.
Oh, okay.
So essentially, like, Dan, you're gonna have to help me out with some of the details on this because I don't remember all of them. But I know like a group of them, like Stephen, Mal, Brandon, Alex, Haley, a bunch of them went to Golden Corral, and I mean, like the biggest thing is that a lot of them got sick from it. That's like the long and short of that. Was it Steven or Alex that went to the bathroom first? It must have been Alex, right?
Yeah, it was Alex. Or no, I think it was Brandon.
Yes, it was.
Brandon and then Alex.
I don't remember who went into it next, but the next person who went into the bathroom discovered something that Brandon saw and didn't tell anybody about. A single turd in the middle of the men's restroom.
Just like a full grown man's shit on the floor.
Why?
And this is why you never go to Golden Corral.
Sometimes you cannot make it in time.
At a Golden Corral, though?
Yeah.
Like
you're surprised about this? Like this seems pretty normal.
At that point,
they don't even have those in my country, and I'm like, yeah, I could believe that at a Golden Corral.
Bruh, yeah, me too, 100%.
So I wanna go over something here because it starts. So yesterday I got like I filled out the rings on my watch, and Mal messaged me like because you can send messages to people like about like when you get like when congratulating you basically, and her message was Golden Corral is bad, and I said but all roads lead to Golden Corral. And she said, I'm nauseous. I responded with, I've only been once, and that was one time too many. It was like a buffet inside of a giant men's room. And then she laughs and sends me the message about like the feces in the Golden Corral bathroom.
Oh my God, man.
And that was the first time I heard about it at that point.
Our Golden Corral here got shut down because they had
violation.
They had like a D for years.
Oh my God.
Doing a great job selling me on this restaurant chain, guys.
Woo!
Don't go to Golden Corral.
Never.
Freaking super don't.
Like,
legitimately.
Here's the thing. There are a lot of like shitty restaurants in America that we will recommend because it's an experience to go. Golden Corral is torture.
Wow.
John,
So forceful, Tom.
John, I was supposed to be in Florida today, but I'm not because I was sick.
That's right. That's what they mentioned on the podcast or on breakfast stream. You want to tell that? You want to tell that, Dan?
Yeah. So I basically was supposed to leave for Florida this morning, and got sick, and yeah. So I'm gonna leave on Thursday. So
he got so sick from Golden Corral, he had to cancel his flight.
Yeah,
That's wild.
Wild.
I did not want to what's the polite term for
Shit
I guess vomit. I didn't want to vomit in public because that's like not so much people looking at me, but just clean up. I don't want anybody to have to clean up after me, and it's
toss some biscuits.
Clean up on aisle Dan.
Spray and pray.
Yeah.
So
That's the worst.
TSA at RDU, you're welcome. But
Please, imagine you go to the security line. They're like,
we
please empty out your please empty out your pockets. Dan like puts everything on there, and they're like, "Is that everything?" And then Dan grabs another one and vomits it.
We apparently have sold someone on Golden Corral because someone in chat says, "I'm kind of tempted to try Golden Corral now."
Oh my God.
Your funeral,
sweet I will pray for you, my child.
Oh, sweet child.
No one here is liable for that,
Yeah.
by the way.
Disc only is not responsible for any type of bowel obstruction or problems caused by Golden Corral. Thank you for watching.
You know, since Steven's not here, I'll be the one to take it in this direction. We can add Golden Corral to our list of like places where people get stabbed at restaurants.
Why do we have a list?
So here's the thing. I've never heard of somebody getting stabbed at a Golden Corral, but I have heard people throwing up. Like that's for sure. We are never getting that Golden Corral sponsorship, are we? Like,
Dang.
okay,
Don't worry, they can use the money to apparently fix their reputation.
Something Stephen and Mal mentioned on breakfast stream. Did you know you could buy, like, if you're taking food to go, it's not like buy the item, it's by the pound
at Golden Corral?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then they like weigh it, and it's like 5 pounds of food. That's $90.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
But,
can't
okay,
charge that much.
They
for
do
that
not
food-
want.
for
They
that
do not want
quality
you
of
leaving with that
food.
food. They do not want you leaving with that food.
All right, let me be devil's advocate here. Whenever I was younger, it was decent. Whenever I was younger, it was okay. But like the one that we had in our hometown, like once they changed management, it just died. Like it was awful. I will say that they had the best mac and cheese that you could find anywhere, but now I really like Bojangles and Chick-fil-A mac and cheese. They're very good. But yeah,
Okay.
I will never step foot in another one of them if I can help myself.
Sorry, I had to make this point, and I know I'm violating so many rules about this podcast by talking. But
Go ahead.
I was actually, Jared, you mentioned the macaroni. I was like, man, I'm so excited about this macaroni because I remember it being good. And like, and I kind of remember it being like a couple notches above like, say like a banquet meals mac, which is actually pretty dang decent. People knock on Banquet a lot, but like their mac and cheese is legit.
It is pretty good.
But this macaroni was so bad. It had like this weird flavor. I wouldn't say fish. It wasn't fish. It was like something weird.
It was
in the
That's
middle.
already
It was
not a
like-
good start.
No, it was like metallic, wasn't it?
Ew.
It was like it was weird. I don't
Yeah.
even know how to explain it, but it was bad.
No, it had
And
like it has. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, it just made me so sad.
This has been the food critique
Anyway.
with Jared and Dan.
Oh, actually. So here's the
can that be a
thing.
new segment? That'd be
Oh my
great.
god.
We have segments.
Food corner
What?
with Jared and Dan this week.
That's-
Metallic macaroni and cheese.
I want to vomit just hearing that sentence.
Now it legit tastes like what I would think mercury would taste like. Like that's what it became. That's what the mac and cheese became. It had like a really strange metallic aftertaste. And I'm like, this can't be good for me. So I haven't eaten there since.
Come on down to Golden Corral and get yourself some Mercuroni and cheese.
Oh.
I had to think about how to pronounce that one.
I knew being on here with a upset stomach was a bad idea.
Oh my god.
Oh man. So
You're talking about like the D grade. Whenever I think about like grades of food, I remember that there was like these posts of like photos of restaurants that use their low health rating as like part of signage. So it's like there's one that had a D rating and it was like part of a sign that said "damn tasty" and the D was the beginning of it.
Captain D's.
Oh my god.
Oh no. That's not kosher at all.
No, not at all.
Okay, so I did go to Chick-fil-A the other day because our dog loves Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets, and I got me some macaroni and cheese, right? And like this, okay, so good macaroni and cheese. Like I can recommend it. But the problem is that sometimes you'll get the macaroni and cheese where they just, you know how there's like the caramelized cheese on the top of like a homemade thing of macaroni and cheese.
It'll be like they usually put like breadcrumbs up there too.
Yeah, so I'm not the biggest fan of that part of the macaroni and cheese. I will usually, like, whenever my parents make it, I'll kind of dig underneath that part to just not get that because I don't like the way that tastes. I know, scandalous, but but the thing is like sometimes you'll go to like either Bojangles or Chick-fil-A, and they will just give you scoop after scoop of the top of the mac and cheese, and it just makes me hate everything because I'm just like, I'm picking around for the noodles at this point. I'm just like, God, this is so sad. I just wanted the noodles. I don't want the caramelized cheese at the top. You are weak. I am weak, sandwich. Dang it. I'm very
The
specific.
crunch is so important because everything is so soft and like gooey that crunch, like, I don't know, I'm like so picky about texture, so like
Yeah.
I like need that when I eat mac and cheese.
See, I'm not talking about like good, nice, like, you know, okay cheese. I'm talking about the burnt cheese at the top that sometimes is
Oh.
left on there.
All
That's what
right,
I'm
all right,
talking
fair
about.
enough. All right, yeah, that's nasty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not talking about you.
Like it's like a tray of mac and cheese that they like oven bake, so like the top
Right.
gets
Yeah.
like that crust on it.
I will say that anywhere that has like a Roadhouse mac and cheese, like with the breading and like the bacon bits and stuff, and it's like in a small bowl that they like make specifically, that's fantastic. Like I love that. But like whenever it's like the burnt one and they just give you scoop after scoop, it's like freaking mac and cheese lasagna, and the lasagna things are just awful. And I'm like, why? It's layers of awfulness. And that was my night last night.
But if you mix tomato soup with it, is that a pizza?
No.
No, it is not.
Tom, I will fight you to the ends of the earth on this.
Oh my god. Yeah, we've definitely had that conversation here before.
Yeah, Tom, I can't tell you how many times if tomato soup and grilled cheese are even remotely mentioned in my stream, people always say, "Oh, you mean pizza," and I blame you. Every single time.
I've ruined food.
I've
ruined food.
Oh man,
someone had to do it. I'm glad it's you, Tom.
If anybody had to ruin food, I'm glad it was Tom.
Dude, we're getting so many new
Tom than
segments.
Golden Corral.
Tom versus the guest. Dan and Jared's food critique. Like we're getting all types of new stuff on this one.
See, Steven's gonna come back next month, and we're gonna have like jingles for all these segments. And he's like, "What? We have what's happening?"
So, like 2 months ago, I thought of. Do you remember when we ended that one podcast and I asked, "What does cocaine smell like?"
Oh my god!
Like 2 weeks, 2 weeks before that, I was like, "What if I just had like a stupid question segment?" And I was gonna commission singers to do one of those like radio jingles. Like
oh my god,
97.1 or something like that. Yeah, just like Tom's stupid questions. And then
Tom,
I just go into what does cocaine smell like? Sab, I will pay you.
Cool.
Tom's question.
What a threat! What a threat!
I'll pay you. Thank you.
I will pay you.
Oh my god.
Good. Life's expensive.
Accurate.
Amen.
Yeah. How was the? Is that public?
What?
Well, people know that I'm moving, but I'm moving to redacted, and I have not started that process yet. I was just telling Dan that the first part of that starts Friday.
Gotcha. Yeah, what a way to go! I have piqued everybody's curiosity now.
House parts unknown, apparently.
Oh my god, I need a freaking recording of that. It's just like, how is is this public? God, that was perfect. That's like
Sam is moving to the center of the Bermuda Triangle.
Damn it, Tom.
God. I've told.
Wow.
No, I appreciate that. Everyone's like asked her like, is this public? Because I'm like such a private person. I always appreciate that people ask first rather than being like, yeah, so you're moving to, Ibjabib, right? I don't know. I just made up this.
Oh, I love Ibjabib Street.
They have the best Greek food.
Bruh.
You can get a pita and a falafel for like $3, which in this economy is nothing to sneeze at.
Welcome to Ibjabib.
Yeah, welcome to Ibjabib. That's what my mom says a lot. When people like live in the middle of nowhere, she's like, they live in Ibjabib. I'm like, what?
Ibjabib.
Pardon?
That's really good.
Yeah.
Welcome to Ibjabib. We have better food than Golden Corral.
I was talking about like a single restaurant in Ibjabib that serves Greek food. We're just making up. We're just making up a new city,
bro. There's like a really good.
You know what? I'm expanding on the canon. Ibjabib is the town where the mall is that we do these podcasts from.
That contains the Outback Stab House.
That has the. What was the name of our clothing store? Q Sharp.
I think so.
Baller name.
The murder gym.
Hey, is this on the wiki? Is this on the wiki?
The Outback Stab House is there.
It will be by the end of the night.
More lore! Bloodbath and Beyond, the weapon store.
Oh, what?
You haven't heard of Bloodbath and Beyond?
I think I missed that episode.
Give me an hour after stream, it'll be there. There you go.
All right.
Oh my god.
God bless the Johniverse wiki.
There you go. Special thanks to our guest for giving us for doxing the town location where our mall is.
Sorry. I outed you guys.
Oh.
I said Ibjabib.
Is this public information?
Is this public? God, the disc only mall returns. I have been wanting to play a buttload of Baldur's Gate 3 and have been very busy in order to do it.
Too many good games at once. Too many good games at once.
Accurate.
So true.
Baldur's Gate is fun. All I want to do is create characters on there because it's not an extensive character creator, but like, my God, there is like, because it's basically just D&D, like you could technically take and there's no minimum stat requirement. You could technically take a level in every single class. It's just so like and it's so open. Like if you played Fallout New Vegas, like the dialogue trees from Fallout New Vegas, it's like that on steroids.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like I haven't been playing Baldur's Gate, but me and Erica have actually started a D&D campaign with Holmick, Charles, and Crystal in our hometown, and it has been really fun. I bet y'all can't. I bet y'all can't guess who or what race I am.
Bunny.
Bunny.
Technically, it's a Harengon, but you know,
Harengon. That's what it was. I was gonna say Lagamon, but that's Brett's custom Harengon.
Yeah, I'm
You're a bunny boy.
Dude, I'm freaking based bunny brained right now, man. I can't stop.
What class you playing?
Bard.
I had a feeling.
Yeah,
Fits.
I love Bard so much.
Very much fits.
I've never really done D&D. Like I did it once because I was visiting people who were doing a campaign, and they were like, "You should play with us." And it was Jules, and I was like, "I have no idea what's happening."
Oh God.
We actually did.
Coming into the middle of a D&D campaign can be tough because there's a lot of background that like.
Yeah, I was just visiting, and they were like, "Well, we don't want you to just sit there for 2 hours," and it's like, well, it pretty much was. I just was like messing with the dice. Yeah, with Jules.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, this was a few years ago. But all my friends play D&D, and I'm like, that is your world. You enjoy. I'm good.
We did a one shot. It was me, Erica, Jules, Adri, Masay, and Chugga, and we all did one together, and it was madness. Like at one point, Chugga gets a freaking flail that's made out of a frozen wolf that attacked us, and I froze it because I was a dragonborn in that one.
Oh my God.
And he's like, because he was playing this big like orc dude. He was really stupid called Mr. Filth. And he was like, I want to make flail out of frozen wolf. And Jules is just like, roll. And he freaking hits like a nat 20. And he's just like, you attach the freaking the wolf to a rope.
Stick.
And now you have a flail that does this much damage. And then the next day it did poison damage because it was becoming like, it was like,
rotting.
yeah. So
Good
now the
Lord.
flail did poison damage. It was just like the most awesome freaking thing ever. Like that was incredible.
It's an old webcomic called VG Cats. And like one of the they did like a little like D&D bit to it where one of the characters, and this is like in like the mid 2000s, one of the characters kills a dire rat with a stick and then ties the tail of the dire rat to the stick to make a rat flail.
Nice. Dude, D&D is really fun. Like I've never actually played that much before. I've never done like a full campaign, but Holmick is actually doing the all the world building and everything like that.
Oh, he's the DM.
Yeah, and he's got like different characters. Like I was basically working in the tavern that everybody meets up at the first time, of course. And then it was really funny because Erica saw me, her being like I think a hunter, and she was like, I want to tame the rabbit. So there was a whole thing where she basically jumps on stage and like I like jumped because she was trying to grab me. So I jumped into her arms thinking she was trying to hug me. And then like all types of stuff happened. And we ended up like performing together. She rolled really low on performance. So she had to re-roll it because she didn't want to just be like, because she had like a lute or whatever, or not lute, a flute. And it was so amazing. And it's really cool because it's Charles and Crystal's first time playing D&D. And it's been wonderful. He's got a guy named Big John, or not Big John, oh God, I can't remember his name. Frick. Oh, Big Lou. There we go. And
Big Lou.
I'm pretty sure I can't remember the guy's name, but he's basically a gigantic motherfucker who owns the bar, and he's got a voice like this, and he's doing like all the voices and stuff, like Homer's
Doing John Wayne.
Yeah.
No, not
Coming
John
at me,
Wayne.
a pilgrim.
I ain't gonna get him. But yeah, no, that was like, it was great. We're doing our next one tomorrow
We're
night.
gonna go take out that goblin camp, partner.
Pilgrim. But yeah, it's been good. I definitely recommend if you can find like a fun DM to do stuff with and do it with friends. Like, it's a really good time.
Man, I really wish that D&D clicked with me. For some reason, it just does not.
It didn't with me either until I figured out I could be a bunny rabbit.
Maybe if I can be a frog, then I'll be
That's all it is.
satisfied.
You mean Glenn
I
Frog or
Apparently
just Frog?
apparently I'm a dog because every time
Frog,
barking
frog.
happens, my thing lights up.
Yeah.
What are you barking at? Come here.
D&D.
You don't want to come here?
The only times I've played has been with like Stephen and Mal when they would visit at Emil's place. So it would be me, Stephen, Mal, Tim, Emil, and Massey. And as you can attest, I guess, Jared, Emil playing D&D is an experience.
It really is, dude. It really is.
It goes off the rails. I can kind of see like because part of D&D as well is just like you know, depending on like in depth you go, there could be like moments where like the entire party is involved. There could be moments where it's like just a couple of characters are involved, like getting like backstory or like doing RP, or then there's like a focus on like another character who's like doing their sort of like backstory stuff. It's just like there's a lot of like there could be a lot of downtime in a campaign depending on where the story goes,
Right.
and which players kind of like take control of it.
That's why I kind of prefer one shots, just so you can just do a full story campaign like in one sitting. But this is the first full campaign I've ever done, and we just got through like the first interaction with everybody, and I'm very excited because we're about to go into combat for the first time, and we're gonna see how that goes. So yeah, hopefully I'm not dead by the next week.
My character in Baldur's Gate is a half-orc druid barbarian named Mordog.
Heck yeah.
That's awesome.
Guess what he transforms into?
A dog.
Nope.
More dog.
Yeah, what is Mordog?
Even
A
more
wolf.
dog.
Oh, bear.
A bear, yep. Because what is a bear but more dog?
Oh my god.
References.
I tried to like spell it in a way that wouldn't lead.
The chat just lights up.
where
Bear!
people- I tried to spell it in a way where people wouldn't get it immediately, so it's like MORD''AG.
More dag.
There's a character I had in mind for a while that was like basically like his whole culture is that like they're supposed to believe in something, so he believes in the bear, and also his culture doesn't have pronouns, so speaking in third person the whole time. Mordog believes in the bear, and if something is good, then that is of the bear. If something is bad, then it is not of the bear. I'm Mordog.
Good.
You mean more dog is more dog?
Mordog is Mordog. Yep.
Yeah.
Most dog.
Most
like,
dog.
I had like other ideas as well that went along with that naming convention. Like his mother is more deer, and she believes in the moose. And his father is Morduck, who believes in the eagle.
Of course.
The moose and
Yeah,
the eagle.
totally
Yep.
makes sense.
Yeah, because what is a moose but more deer, and what is an eagle but more duck?
I'm not gonna touch that one.
So completely spinning things around. Did y'all
Thank
get
you.
y'all's free Mew in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet yet?
I haven't gotten that yet.
No, I haven't either.
Nope. I haven't
Bruh.
booted up
I also-
that
That
was
file in
the-
ages.
I haven't
That was
played
the first
Scarlet and
thing I did
Violet
today.
since like December. I also
haven't either.
missed the direct. I like woke up late. I'm like, oh, that was today.
There
Instantly
were. I
caught
didn't. I didn't catch the direct, but I saw on Twitter that they were giving away a free Mew, and I instantly went downstairs and freaking did
like
that.
It
I
was
was like
it was Christmas morning. Erica, where's my Switch?
it was actually my Switch was dead, so I had to wait for it to freaking charge. And it was really funny because like Erica was playing Final Fantasy 14 on the TV downstairs, and whenever my Switch activated, she was in the middle of an instance, so it like turned the TV off. That was so funny.
Jared!
She was just like, Jared, what the frick? Because I didn't know it was gonna like make her game completely shut off. And then like I took the Switch out and put it back in because I was gonna play it just like off the Switch. She's like, no, don't worry, I'm gonna be finished here in a minute. I put it back in and it switched it over again right whenever she started the next trial that she was doing. And she's like, Jared, I'm like, I didn't mean to do it.
What are you getting mad? Why are you so offended? You said I could put it back.
Exactly. She was fighting Needhog and started the fight. She was the healer, so she just did not get to heal the first like 20 seconds of the fight. They wiped, and it was not my fault, I promise.
Okay. Sure.
Oh god.
I was more excited about the Pokemon Stadium 2s now on the NSO,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
which like I played both growing up, but I didn't realize until the first one came out on Switch that I'm like, wow, I really just played 2. I was like, because 1 was not so good with the mini games. Like 2 has Egg Emergency, it's got the Furret game, it's got all the bangers.
It has like what was it? It's got like because the original had like 9 and this one has like 12 or 13.
Yeah.
I actually don't think I played that much 2. I 100%ed 1. Like I freaking
Really?
loved the first game. Like I did like all the battles and everything. I had the Game Boy pack for the N64 so that I could move my Pokemon over and stuff. It somehow ended up corrupting one of my save files.
Oh no!
I don't know how that happened, but you know, I think it was because of the fact that I had also used the Game Genie on that device as well. Because you know, I do not recommend using a Game Genie ever. Because oh my god, I've had problems.
I have
with
2
Game
of them, one for the NES and one for the SNES.
I had one for Game Boy Advance.
Yeah,
I
I
think.
had a Game Shark for the Game Boy Color. And that's what I used for Pokemon.
Yeah. Oh, I did have a Game Genie or Game Shark. I think it was a Game Shark. It was one over the other. But have you ever tried playing Pokemon Pinball with the Game Shark? Like it's like weirdly you have to put it in, put it upside down. It's like crazy looking.
What?
Yeah, so the game Shark forces you to have your cartridges out of the slot and upside down.
Oh.
Yeah.
So pinball, because of the weird shape,
yeah.
is just a nightmare.
I don't think I did too much with the Game Shark with my Game Boy.
Imagine like Tilt and Tumble would also be pretty bad too, because that had extra hardware in it too.
Yeah.
Dude, I miss Tilt and Tumble.
I just got my Mew, and it is a Fairy Terra type.
Nice. Mine was Dragon. He's a good little
I feel
floaty
like
boy.
Ghost and Dark are going to be or Dark especially is going to be coveted for the upcoming Mewtwo raids.
Yeah.
Dude, that Mewtwo raid is going to be freaking rough.
Except it's probably going to have Aura Sphere and will absolutely destroy you.
Well, unless you're Ghost, then you avoid it completely.
Yeah.
Just get
So
Ghost.
do you want an immunity to Psychic, or do you want and a weakness to Fighting, or do you want? Yeah, it's oh boy, that one is going to be very rough.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it because I don't really have a lot of different Pokemon in that game ready to go for the bigger raids. So
It's it kind of feeds into itself. Like if you're able to get like one good one, you're able to do like a few good raids, and you'll get like all of the stuff you need to make more strong Pokemon in the future for upcoming raids.
Ah, that's fair. Yeah, I wanted to.
I can't remember when the Charizard, I believe it was the Charizard raid came out. I streamed one of the raids where I just kept doing them over and over again with my community, and I just like stacked up on like candy and mints and ability patches and just like a ton of stuff.
Yeah, like you have to like for the level 7 raids, you got to grind. It's
Yeah, because
kind of
they're
ridiculous.
technically like level 100 Pokemon. You can't mess around.
No, it's ridiculous. And then the lag on the system kind of
it's
like
so
makes
bad.
it makes it really hard to actually get those things done.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it's weird because the online mechanics aren't very well explained. Because like some attacks some attacks only are like specific to your Pokemon, like after you attack, and then the other attacks like just come in after either a certain amount of time has passed or after the Pokemon's taken a certain amount of damage. And it's really hard to tell the difference between the two sometimes because not everything is synced up.
Bro, they have perfect IVs? What the?
They usually will have perfect IVs, yeah.
That's nuts! Oh my god, I didn't even know that. That's insane.
And like they have a ton of health. It's unreasonable.
It's kind of ridiculous.
It's absolutely bonkers, man.
And then the shield. Usually what happens like within the first like couple hours, there's like a massive effort to figure out like exactly how the like raid boss functions in a way. It's like, all right, here are your options for what Pokemon you can use. Do not bring this. If you're bringing this, then make sure someone else brings this. And it's like, it's usually within like the first 2 hours.
A lot of my friends do that. They like create the builds to share with people to do the raid successfully. And I'm like,
so wild.
That's so wild. I'm like, I did the first like 2 and I'm like, all right, I'm good. I just didn't want to like have to find a bunch of random Pokemon and just give them a bunch of rare candies, because then I don't know, it took the fun out of it for me, where I like the journey, but it's like I'm gonna custom make this Pokemon to get this one other Pokemon. I'm like, nah, I'm okay.
Yeah, it's a bit much for sure.
Yeah.
Someone in chat brought up the 4 Berserker strat, which is its ability is that like when you have other steel type Pokemon in the field, it increases the power of steel type attacks, and they stack. So you have 4.
Oh my god.
You have 4 Berserkers on the field, and you use like Iron Head, and it does a ton of damage.
Holy frick, that's actually awesome.
I don't know if this is a hot take, but I don't get why Meowth had 2 regional variants. I really don't. I don't think either of them really look good. I'm just saying.
I like Berserker because I take that back. I don't like Berserker. I like Galarian. I like a Galarian Meowth. Just that scruffy boy, that little scruffy boy. The Meowths are great. Their evolution's not so much.
Yeah.
All right, Galarian Meowth's okay, but Berserker's creepy, and
he's got like the weird
Alolan
beard.
Persian is just so round, and I'm like, no, thank you.
Literally freaking Garfield.
Yep.
I like all the other Alolan forms. It just Meowth specifically, I don't get why it got 2 regional ones.
I love Alolan Sandshrew because he looks like a little igloo.
Yes, I love Alolan Vulpix, Marowak.
Alolan
like
Vulpix
the purple flame aesthetic thing.
I have a history with Alolan Marowak.
Oh, what's your history?
When I was Let's playing that game, I had a Cubone that got to like level like 40 something and didn't evolve. I didn't know it had to be nighttime for it to evolve into Marowak.
Oh.
So it's now a meme in my chat where it's like,
yeah, everyone's asking what level does it evolve?
Yeah, when does this happen? At night.
Oh my god. Bro,
but it is a certain level, isn't it?
It is. It's like level like 28 at night.
Yeah.
The fact that you have to freaking evolve Gumi or like Gudra in the rain makes me so angry because it's never raining.
Hey, did you know you have to turn your 3DS upside down to evolve Inkay?
Yeah,
really?
Yep.
The worst is Galarian Yamask or whatever its evolution is, where you have to be in a specific part of the wild area, and you have to take like at least like 41 damage or something, but you have to live, and it has to be a super effective move. I'm not making this up. This is 100% real, and I don't know why it is.
It's like the
49
plus damage taken by Yamask in one battle and walk under a stone sculpture in the Dusty Bowl Wild area.
Yeah,
oh my
it's absurd.
It's like the Gimmighoul. You have to get like 999 coins or whatever the frick. Oh,
that is 100% worth it because Goldengo is really good.
Yeah,
Goldengo's been used so much in VGC. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's stupid how good he is.
It's the ultimate spin blocker.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's immune to defog, it's immune to rapid spin, it's immune to the new rapid spin that's poison type.
Yep, and you gotta work for that motherfucker, dude.
Gotta get rid of that thing.
Good God. I think throughout my entire playthrough I only got like 91 of the coins. Like that would have taken me freaking forever.
I got it in my casual playthrough, and then I did a Goldengo% speed run.
Maybe I just
was
suck.
awful. Well, you just go around getting the different chests, but like my friend was leading me around in a call, and they were really bad at giving me directions, so I am panicking. And they're like, go left, and I go left. They're like, right? And I'm like, you just said left. So it was a rough hour and a half.
Freaking John. Oh,
I'm sorry,
God.
John.
Sorry. God, you bring three Pokemon.
On the screen, John has put up text that said, "I left. Did they finish talking about Pokemon yet?"
We could definitely switch.
No, you can keep going. I'm enjoying the break.
John, what do you want to talk about?
Put him on the spot.
Oh no, now I have to think. I wasn't signed up for this.
It's your podcast. It's on your channel.
We don't think here, John. We just make things happen.
You've only been doing this podcast for almost, 3 years? Or 2, I don't know. A long time,
Has
though.
it been? Jesus.
2.5.
3, like
It's
March or
episode
April.
33. Holy frick.
Well, I think we skipped
Was
like
it
a couple.
Colo? It was Colo year 3 we started. Or
Yeah, it was
Colo year
2020.
4?
It was 2020, so that would have been year 3.
Okay.
Because
God.
year 2 was my first year.
Started in July of 2020.
It's
Mr.
still going. Holy frick.
Why
I
are
remember
we
being
here?
on the
You
same
ever
flight
You ever
as
wonder
John
why we're
Coulson.
here?
No, I can't think about
On
that.
a regular basis.
I don't remember. I was on the same flight as it was
it
a
Tyler?
Con, but I don't remember which one it was. One year I was, that was 2019. I was on the same flight as Tyler. I
2019,
was on the same
John,
flight as-
Carlos, and I were on the same flight.
Yep.
Oh, I remember that because I remember there was like a video clip of the three of you in the car
Yeah, because
because Steven went to pick you up, right?
yeah, Steven
Yes.
came to pick us up. We got in really late, and I technically had 3 things with me when I got on the plane, when you're only supposed to have 2. Only one of those things went in the overhead bin, but I had a flute, and I put that next to me because I had a window seat. And, we get off the plane, and I'm like, oh my God, I forgot my flute on the plane. And I'm like panicking. I'm like, what if the plane leaves? That's my instrument. And John's like, I have so much stuff to get. You have so much time.
Yeah. Because I had the throne controller set up. I had my actual
you literally
suitcase.
had everything.
Yeah, no, you
to
had
pick
plenty
up.
of time.
Yeah.
And I had just come from Los Angeles too, because I was there for the Borderlands 3 event. So I was late showing up because of that.
Yeah.
Bro,
And
Oh, God.
I remember just before the flight even, like, I'm one of those people that, like, if I travel with my instrument, I'm one of those people that waits, like, I'm ready for a moment's notice when they call the boarding groups, because I'm like, I'm not checking my saxophone. And I just remember at one point I was, like, standing over there, even though it was one of the last boarding groups, and John is just like, what is she doing? Like, why is she doing that? I'm like, I have to be ready, John.
This is my baby. It is not going in
I paid a lot of money for that
checked
thing.
luggage. Yeah.
I'm not having them screwed up.
2019 was the second one, right?
Yeah, that was our first year, Jared.
Okay. I remember I picked up Jack from the Charleston airport, and we just had like a really nice drive along the coast up. And freaking, I remember we stopped at this burger place that was like on the beach. It was so freaking good. I think it was the first time I actually hung out with Jack, like just me and him. That's nuts.
On the way back from MagFest, I was on the same flight as Jules because his flight to LA made a stop in Austin where I was getting off.
Mm.
MagFest
That was
a
a fun
time
flight.
this year.
I remember that because I made a tweet about Jules flying the plane and it looked like he was panicking.
Were we all at MagFest this year?
I was.
Yeah,
we were all there.
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Dude, I got to meet Kid Icarus. He's the nicest motherfucker ever. He gave me and Erica chocolates, dude. Like, what the heck?
That's so
I didn't even know
nice.
Jim was there till he was leaving the building to fly home.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I just walk out the elevator like, what are you doing here? He's like, oh, you were here the whole time? So
It was super funny because like we got in that early that day, and then we came back down to the front desk for something, and we saw him standing there because we wanted to meet him this year. And like we saw him standing there, and he was so jet lagged. He was so tired, and he had problems with the room or whatever. And I introduced, like I said, "Hey, what's up, man?" And he didn't recognize who I was, which was really because I didn't even think about like saying whatever. And I was just like, "Hey, it's nice to meet you," and whatever. And then the next morning, he was actually eating down in the same area that we were. And he comes over to the table. It's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. You're the 8-bit drummer. It is very nice to meet you." He was so apologetic and super nice about it. And he was like, "Hey, I brought chocolates for all types of people. Do you want some?" And he gave us like a freaking 12-pack of dairy milk. And I'm like, "Good God, man, you were so freaking nice." Like we just talked for like 20 minutes, and it was a wonderful experience. Caddy's a good boy.
Amen.
I really want to go to their live show. Like him
I saw it at PAX
Oh, really?
East. It was so good. Like when we were talking about it at Coliseum, and I said to Gerard, I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'll be at PAX East." He's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, I'll take care of you." I was like, "Okay, cool." So, he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Here's your ticket. Here's your friend's ticket." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I got him a coffee. I was like, I feel like this is the least I could do. Like I got him a coffee, but like the show is amazing. It was really good.
That's good.
I didn't know who Catagris was before that. So I was like, this guy is very funny and he's very good.
Yeah, me and Erica, we watch every single one of Cad's videos, dude. Like they're always a freaking trip.
I think they're doing shows for PAX West this year.
Yes, they
I
are.
think so,
It's
yeah.
Gerard and Kata, yeah.
Yeah.
Are y'all planning on going to MAG this year, next coming year?
Hopefully.
Yeah, I'm hoping so too.
Thinking about it.
I'm glad it's at least, a week or two away
little
from
later.
New Year's Day. So
Yeah.
travel won't completely suck.
And it won't be as expensive.
Also,
Did
that.
how long do they have their contract with the Gaylord for? Because I thought it was supposed to move to a different venue like 2 years ago.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think
I
there's
would
a
love
better
that.
venue at this point. Is the problem?
I know.
Yeah,
To accommodate all the people.
I just like the problem with it is like it's really like all the places around there for food are really expensive. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you go out to dinner, you're going to be spending like $60-$70 for a bunch of people, or like 2 or
Yeah.
3 people actually.
Right.
But yeah, like that's the only problem that I have with it. Is like the food is expensive, and I'm like, ooh.
Unless you want to eat at Chipotle for 4 days in a row, which no.
Ugh.
Or like or go like just like go right outside of like the little like National Harbor
Yeah.
Plaza there and go to
Yeah.
McDonald's.
I'll tell you what, we
Try
actually
to look
went,
at the positives. That's a tax write-off.
dude, that whole trip is a tax write-off for me.
It
It's
really
work
is.
for me. But like we actually went to the MGM Grand Casino this year, like the day before. It was me, Erica, and Jacob, and that place is beautiful, like absolutely beautiful. You can lose some money there quick. Let me tell you.
Yeah, you can give it all to Zeus.
Yeah.
That sounded a little too real.
I hate Zeus.
He demanded tithe, Jared.
I
He
hate
demanded
Zeus.
tithe.
Frick
He did
Zeus.
not like the McDonald's game. You should have been playing Sneak King,
Frick
the
Zeus.
superior
All my homies-
fast food-based video game.
All my homies hate Zeus.
Repent! Repent!
God bless. No, we stayed at the MGM Grand in Vegas, and we went down to the casino a couple of times, and those machines are so tight. Oh my God, man. It's freaking ridiculous, dude. I love going to casinos. Like we set like a budget and everything, and I love going to casinos. Like we usually do it whenever we're up in Canada and stuff like that. I feel like a king in Canada because I bring freaking American money, and like I get the good exchange rate, right? Like we actually get money exchanged at our bank here, so we don't have to pay for an exchange rate. And it's wonderful because I don't feel like I'm losing that much comparatively to Americans. So, but yeah,
It all works out.
It hurts.
I'm sorry.
It's true, but it hurts.
It burns.
I swear, if I ever moved to Canada, like I would try my best to make sure that Twitch still paid me in American. Like,
It's
John, I don't.
it makes a difference, man. I'm telling you.
Do you get paid in American?
I used to. They switched it over to Canadian currency, but like,
Unfortunate.
yeah,
gotcha.
they were kind of enforcing like, yo, if you'll do this, you'll get like an extra like you're losing like $1,000 or something bonkers in like transaction fees. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, I guess for that, sure.
Ew. Yeah. Transaction fees suck.
Yeah, it was some bonkers number. I'm like, okay, I'd be an idiot not to switch it at this point, but I wonder if I'm getting fleeced here.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. I don't know what I do actually. Like, it really depends, I guess.
I mean, you're still getting the conversion rate no matter what. Like,
Yeah,
like people are like paying their local currency. That's the thing.
Right.
that's fair. Yeah.
And like you can still set Stream Elements or Streamlabs or whatever to be in whatever currency. So like donations on this channel are bits or a Canadian dollar. Sorry, US dollars. At least
Have y'all gotten in? Oh, go ahead.
I just realized. I wonder what bits convert to now because I don't know if that converts to Canadian or not. I didn't even think of that.
Have you gotten any hype chats on Switch?
A couple, but I didn't notice them because I didn't have any alerts set up for them. And then people were like, "Oh, you don't get as much as if you just do a regular donation." Then forget it. They stopped doing it.
No, that's very fair. It's basically the same cut as like a sub. If you have like the 70/30, but what's funny about them is that they are done in the native currency of the person giving them. So I had to learn different currencies because I didn't know.
So that one that just showed up, that's just $1 Canadian that just happened?
Yeah. So like I've gotten like euros, I've gotten pounds, and I get euros and pounds mixed up so freaking hard. And I don't know why. Because euros are literally, it's an E. Euro is literally an E. I'm an idiot, okay? The idiot is what I am.
I'm gonna take all my money and turn it into Cook Island $3 bills.
Heck yeah, dude. Do it. Don't let nobody stop you, except for the American government.
They'll never know. It's going to a Cayman Island account.
Oh my god.
I haven't received any yen. I did receive yen on a YouTube stream that I did once. And I was very confused because it said like 10,000 yen. I'm like, whoa! But it was blue. So I'm like, oh, wait.
Yeah, move 2 decimals over. That's the rough conversion.
Yeah, I was like, oh. But I was still happy for it. But it was like, I thought somebody had dropped like $100 or like 1,000 or something. I'm like, oh.
It's pretty much the same as bits in a way.
Okay.
100 bits equals $1. So like when you see like 800 yen, that's $8.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
That used to be the case. I think the dollars or the yen's been kind of doing worse. So yeah, like someone says 100,000 yen is now closer to $75 USD.
Okay, gotcha.
Fair enough.
When I lived there a few years ago, it was more like the 2 decimal system, and that's how I would justify most of my purchases there. I was like, ooh, 5,500 yen. I'm like, it's only $50.
Yeah, exactly.
Google says currently 10,000 yen equals $69.78 USD.
Nice!
Unfortunate.
Nice. Sorry.
Yeah, the yen's been doing worse. Like last time I checked this, it was like $1 was like.
I mean, this might be a good time to visit Japan, though.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, everyone's there for Worlds now.
All
my friends are there for Pokemon Worlds.
Right,
and I'm like,
one of my friends is down there too, the judge.
Yeah.
Like the fact that they're like converting a lot of those areas into like more Pokemon friendly areas is nuts.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, even I lived in Kyoto like 5 years ago now, and when you just drive around the downtown area, they have like these little like posts with like little squares, and it's just art of different Pokemon, and like as you drive down, it just kind of like goes through the decks like on just a random street in downtown Kyoto.
Bro, I need to freaking visit
You
Japan
do.
so
Same.
bad.
I've never been, and I want to go.
Am I
I think I started the Pokemon Direct stream when they showed up like all the world stuff. Like,
yeah.
I need to go to Japan before I die.
Am I the only one out of the 4 of us who's been to Japan?
I think so.
Probably, yeah.
Wow. I only got to go because school.
Hey, Dan, have you been to Japan?
Yeah, Dan just
Dan
said
says
he's
he
been.
has?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
nice,
cool.
That's why, like, I thought Dan had gone with, like, Stephen and Mel and all them one time.
We went in April of 2019, so right before the S hit the F. But yeah, it was great.
Why would the
Took me a second
swan
to
hit
say what you're doing.
Why would the swan hit the fox? That seems really weird.
Wow. Toxic.
Because Zeus hates me.
No, Zeus hates
Dude,
me.
just throwing punches.
Hate Zeus.
He's throwing like whatever a swan. Is it a beak? Is it a beak or a bill on a swan?
I didn't even know
I think
that
it's a beak.
I don't know.
I don't know
Probably
what you're
a
talking about.
Zeus is throwing beak at me.
Beak.
Yeah, because a bill is like a duck.
Yeah. Is it a bill?
A bill is
I
a
don't
duck.
know.
So if a swan's like is a waterfowl, then it's a bill.
Bill is a science guy.
I went to music school. Okay, I did not study animals. I studied musical stuff.
I didn't go to school at all. Well, I mean,
That's
I have
okay.
a high
There
school
we go.
diploma.
Wait a
but,
minute.
you know.
Wait a minute.
Mute swans are entirely all white with a bill that is orange, so it is a bill.
Okay.
Fair.
I'm gonna say a beak just to annoy people.
Have you ever seen ducks eat peas?
What?
Why have you seen ducks eat peas?
It's the random question of the week.
Tom, stupid questions. No, ducks eating.
I'm so excited to do that for you.
Videos of ducks eating peas is like it's weirdly like hypnotic. Like you gotta watch it.
I'm gonna go look that up later.
Yeah, duck annihilate. What not? We'll do a live reaction. I'll send you the clip.
Oh,
I'll pop it into general.
I'll see
You
if I
said-
can.
In general, I'll pop it into guest chat.
I'll see if I can make it work with
you
my
said
internet.
ducks
but...
eating peas, and all I could think of was the kid from Figure It Out whose talent was like eating the watermelon incredibly fast.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Ducks
they're so
annihilate a bowl of peas.
Look at him go! Look at him go!
I love their waddling.
That's awesome, actually. What the heck?
It's so good.
Holy cow! Wow. All right. Hang on. Let me see if I can get this on. I might be able to. Yeah, there
Do
we
you
go.
see what I'm talking about? Like they just go at it. Like they're pecking at those peas like quickly.
So
It's like a machine gun.
So Tom, how did you find this?
I think it was Tumblr. Honestly, I was just scrolling through Tumblr and like someone was like, "You have not lived until you've seen ducks eating peas," and the next response is like, "What?" And then it was the video of ducks eating peas.
I love how the water in the bowl is like clean and clear.
Gets
at
dirty.
first.
And then
Yeah.
it's brown by the end.
It's so good. For those listening to the audio podcast, guy walks up with a bowl of peas and some water. Like and he leans down, these two ducks come up, and the two ducks just like start going at the peas, like rapid firing their beaks in there. Where like the peas are disappearing and the water is going from clear to brown.
Thank you for that. My life
Thank you
is
for the audio
rich.
description.
You're welcome, audio listener. I got to do my job, man.
You do.
I got two jobs: Tom's stupid questions and filling in the audio listeners.
He just get himself extra jobs now.
Oh man,
We've got Tom's stupid questions, so you know.
I would love to have or get you to have like that as a as a bumper.
It's very like introspective, like all these like soft like fades and wipes where I'm just like sitting. It's like the what is it, the video of Cookie Monster like philosophizing where it's like lobsters are mermaids to scorpions. Why do we bake cookies and cook bacon?
That is a segment for TRG Coliseum right there. Or not, or bumper rather. That's a bumper.
Yeah. Entire segment of me asking stupid questions.
Listen,
We
I
have
wouldn't put
had
it past
dumber
this, man.
segments, sir. I think we can pull this off.
No, I
Listen,
literally
no, nap
took a
time was genius. All right, if it's just me with a
Oh,
piece of
nap
paper
time
reading
was
off of
fantastic.
dumb questions.
I will say, because of the fact that I need to make sure everybody knows this, I've said this before, but Jack playing his guitar was the loudest sound I've ever heard in my entire life.
It was loud for all of us,
Yeah, the
too.
tech crew didn't realize it was going to be that loud.
Dude,
We all like plugged our ears. We're like,
It's-
oh my god.
Jules in the
Dude.
practice room suddenly having to get Blair out when he was practicing. That makes me laugh nonstop.
dude, I want y'all to know, if you go back and watch that freaking VOD, I shook. Like I bounced.
I looked. I couldn't see you shake when that happened. Like,
Really? Because I know for a fact that my entire freaking nervous system shut down for like a millisecond. I was just like that. Like, oh my God. That's a really good gift.
I love that so much.
Ghost
Ghost
Terra
Terra
Mew be
Mew.
like, and it's a picture of like a Mew doing like the peace sign and disappearing, like that one GIF
That's
of like
really
the kid
good.
holding up the peace sign and disappearing.
But yeah, that literally was probably the loudest sound that I've ever heard in my life. Like,
There's been some pretty bizarre segments over the years.
They sure
We have.
God, yeah. I loved the
Mario 3D
Mario
World.
3. Yeah, Mario 3D World.
That was
Yeah,
really
yeah. It's
good.
funny that we were thinking the same one. Like,
Yeah.
that was like freaking genius. Like, insert 50 to have a player play or whatever.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
And
I like the
at one
segments where
point,
we all have
John
to be
had
on
like
call.
negative 20 lives, and then
Yeah,
had like
it was
25
like negative.
lives.
I thought it was like negative 40 at some point. Like they really
It was a
wanted
lot.
you out
You
of it.
recovered. They brought you back from that.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
they
they-
were not
they
making
really-
any progress thanks to someone, Tom.
What did I do?
You
You
were
were,
literally
like,
trying to
in the
kill. You were
shelf.
burning everyone's lives on purpose.
Oh, that's right. You were doing that.
Wow, I was a gremlin this past Coliseum.
You really don't remember, huh? All right.
I remember blowing raspberry into Jules' stomach during disco only.
Yeah. I remember trying to grab the shirt before it got even worse.
No nips.
and trying
no
to undo
nips.
his belt with my teeth.
Yep.
Bruh, yeah. Dude, disc only at Coliseum was a freaking trip. Like, that was, I don't
Yeah.
think I laugh hard all the freaking time. I was deceased.
That was something
on disc
special,
only.
though.
I gotta
Yeah.
rewatch the 3D world portion. 'cause
Oh my
I
god,
don't-
it's
I
so
don't
funny.
I must have a Jekyll and Hyde thing going on.
I really
You-
like
you-
At Coliseum? No.
You got really tired from the workout segment you did while I was sleeping.
Oh my
There you
god.
go.
I really liked the segments that were like have everyone on call and just be ready for
Yeah, chaos.
anything.
Yep.
Yeah, because we come up with a lot of segment ideas that then get, refined down to the list that we then do for Coliseum.
Mhm.
And sometimes it's not always to everyone's like taste. Like, oh, like I don't play those kinds of games, so to just be like, it doesn't matter if this game is to your liking. Everyone's got to be ready, and it's like, just do
Yeah.
whatever.
The MC with his spreadsheet is just an absolute master.
I love
Like,
that spreadsheet so much.
Yeah, oh wow.
I don't know how many segments I was in this past year, but like
A lot.
I told this past year I was like I've got to calm down a little bit on what segments I'm in, because in 2022 I was in more segments than John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even.
Well, because
I don't
here's the
even
thing.
remember.
22, you guys were in person. I wasn't.
That's
Yeah,
true.
we had the hubs.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah, and it felt like for West Coast at least, like it was either we were on a segment or we were like doing all the audio soundtrack for like the next thing. So it was nice to be, all in one place this
Yep.
year. Well, for the most part, but like,
There were literally
That's
segments
where you're
in
just like,
22 I
praise-
wanted to
praise
be on,
that
but I
crew.
couldn't.
yeah.
Yeah.
Praise Tech Crew.
I
Yeah.
think I had to like
True.
muscle my way into the music one that Jiggy was running that year, because I was just like, I know these. Come on.
That
was-
was an experience this year.
That was that, and freaking what was it? Oh God, Family Feud. That was also an experience. Like freaking whenever Dan was answering the question for what is Sonic running from, that is one of my favorite moments.
It was really good.
And then like the final or the concert where we were all playing together, that was just
Oh, that was one of
that-
my favorite things.
that was peak.
I'm so glad we got to do that because we've like talked about doing that
Mhm.
every year.
Yeah. I am very proud of the ending I came up with for that. Whenever we were just like big brothers watching and we all just looked at the camera.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that I thought of that.
Yeah, that was you. I was like, I couldn't remember who that was, but I think you were just joking, like, because we were like, we can't do the full song, and you're like, what if we stopped here?
Yeah, I was just
And
like,
we
why
were
don't we
like,
just stop at
yes.
Big Brothers watching? And everybody was like, yeah, we're doing that. Like, no matter
Yeah.
what, we're doing
Yeah,
that.
then I
so when
fucked it up,
Steven
I'm
and Dan
sorry.
Came in.
I love how like the segment didn't end at that point. You were just standing there staring for a long time,
Yeah,
and,
because-
like Dan like doing his like.
Yeah, like Tech Crew was supposed to be ready and they weren't.
It was
we
so. This was my fault. I explained this is my fault. I was chatting with MC about like a later segment, and then suddenly he goes,
Can't
"Oh
believe
shit, we're
you."
supposed to end the segment."
Yeah, we were just sitting there. We sat there for like a good 45 seconds at least, dude. Oh, that was awesome.
We told everyone too. Like I remember, I think I went out to Tech Crew and I'm like, hey, this is how we're ending this segment. It's not a mistake, but just so you know. And then I told Dan and Steven when they came in to sing with us, I had to like do it. I had to like get away from the microphone because it was right in front of me, and I was like, hey, when we get here, you just stop and stare in the camera, okay?
It was-
And they're
it
like,
was so
what?
perfect.
I'm like, you'll be fine.
God dang it, though. There were a lot of good moments this year,
It
man.
was the There's also the animated bumpers from John's Art Community.
Oh, those were so good.
So good.
Yeah.
Oh, Tom, do you mind if I tell? Do you mind if I tell a story about the music segment that Chad does not know about?
I guess. Yeah.
It was when we were
remember,
practicing.
I don't remember the story.
So during the first day of Coliseum, we had to like reorganize a few things for the set because I was like, I cannot sing all these songs or I will die because I had my own set the next day. So we have a lot of strong singers in TRG. And, I was reaching out to people to see who was interested in singing. And, Massey was interested in a few. Carlos was like, oh, Jiggy should do Jump Up Superstar because he's done that before. And Tom, you and I were having lunch. And I was talking to you because you have a really nice voice. So I was like, hey, do any of these songs seem like, anything that you're interested in? And you're like, oh, Live and Learn would be really cool. And I was like, all right, sick. And we went to go practice, and it was at the end of the first day, or even just like the end of all the bumpers. And we're like trying to run through it, and Tom's voice was just going. He was like trying to sing Live and Learn. It's like
I couldn't hit those high notes at that point. It was just I don't know why.
It was a long day.
Your voice was shot at the end of like
your
every
voice was
day.
very shot,
it's shot at the end of every Coliseum event. Do you remember year one where I come out for like the very end and I like return the lamp or something like that, and I was like I said something like I was like, yes, $100,000 for charity.
Oh my god. I loved that moment so much, and then unfortunately we had to like cut the song.
Yeah. Because
we were running out of time, and I felt so bad.
I didn't know that either. So like you had announced like someone coming up, and I didn't know who else was on the set.
Oh,
so like,
I
this
thought
must
I
be
had
me.
told you.
So I walked up and you're like, Tom, what are you? Everyone was like, Tom, what are you doing? What? This is not the Tom. What are you doing? And I was like, oh, okay, not me. Got it.
I'm so sorry. I thought I had mentioned it. I don't think I got a chance to tell you before, or I think it was like very last minute decision where we're like, oh, but maybe next year.
So the thing is, like when I'm like on, so like when I'm like streaming, like my energy is up, like I want to like be like, yeah, let's do this, let's get this going. Like I'm very boisterous.
Yeah. And
when I'm boisterous for like 12 hours a day for a stream, that's gonna have some effects.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
I was downing throat drops like a maniac. That's why you pace
yourself.
So what's funny is like I'm so used to screaming that whenever I talk normally like this for a long time, it fricks up my throat. Is that strange? Like I can scream on a stream for a very long time. Like for my entire cast, I'm perfectly fine. But if I talk like this for like an hour and a half, like if I do a gaming stream, I'm just like, oh my god! And like at the end of it,
wow,
I'm so weird. Backwards. Yeah, it's very backwards. Like my throat is used to that, but not my regular voice, which is really funny.
Well, I wonder then, because how much of your streams when you're drumming, like, because I know you like you talk a lot like while you're drumming, and you're yelling over like the music and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder if it's the same as like if it's just like in short bursts compared to like when you're doing a gaming stream and you're just talking all the time.
Well, I think it might be because of the fact I have a little bit of practice with singing as well, and I can control the volume of my voice, kinda. But because I don't like whenever I scream into a mic, I'm like, ow, like that, right? Like I'm able to control that and not blow out microphones.
Mm-hmm. You've given yourself muscle memory and trained your muscles to withstand highs, but lows you're not used to. That
exactly
that makes fascinating.
Because like I can if I talk like this for a while and just like keep my voice low and I have that rumble like my regular voice, it gets tired. But if I'm like this like the entire time, and like it doesn't really bother me because I'm so used to it, right? It's such a weird dichotomy. Like I don't understand that, but
that is your normal voice.
Oh,
that's my secret cap. I'm always shouting.
I'm always loud as hell.
Jared's volume slider set to 1 right now.
I live past 11, man. Frick. But like it was funny because like
turn his gain down to 1%. And he's still peaking.
Too real.
Yeah, just if I were to ever scream, I'd just blow a hole in time, like it'd be over. But like whenever I was in whatchamacallit for FanFest, I wasn't talking that much at all. Like I was, just vibing. Whenever I got back the first day, my throat was sore, but basically every day after that, I was just fine. It's such a weird thing. I'm just used to it. Am I secretly a duck? Maybe.
Why am I just imagining like you're like with a group of people and it's like, oh hey Jared, how's it going? And you open up your mouth, like a sound of like a flash grenade goes off, and like people get like, yeah, exactly.
My tinnitus.
Oh my god.
God, there's a superhero. I can't remember what his name is. Like if he talks, it's like a really devastating sound.
I know who you're talking about. I think he's an X-Man.
It's not Black Canary. Okay.
No, it's it basically like might be
Black Bolt. Black Bolt. That's it.
Black Bolt. Okay.
Yeah. If Black Bolt were to talk, it would basically just destroy anything.
Because I can't. Okay, he is a Marvel character. He knocked back like someone super powerful by whispering.
Yeah. Dude, he got so freaking. That's spoilers. I don't want to talk about that. If
Go watch Doctor Strange too.
Yeah, Multiverse of Madness. Like I was.
Don't spoil. That's cringe.
Whoa, bro, cringe.
I'm not talking about you, Jared. I'm talking about people in chat get any ideas.
Listen, okay. You know what the difference between cringe and comedy is? Confidence.
Yes, we talked about this at Coliseum actually.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Was that at 4 a.m. on the last day when we're all sitting in that big circle?
Oh,
Bro,
it might have been.
Oh my
been,
god.
yeah, God.
That was such a good just wrap up.
That was a very campfire moment.
We keep talking about how we like want one extra day to just hang out, and that was as close as we got.
So I think MC said next year we're gonna do that. Just
a full extra day.
Yes,
yeah.
That way we can have like a nice outing and go do stuff as a group, or just chill at the hotel because we might not want to go do anything. But like at least to have like a moment to breathe and actually hang out with one another, and not have it be on stream or like, oh shit, my like segment's about to start.
Yeah. Because like at the end of Coliseum last year, Erica wasn't feeling 100%. Like she was tired, and I can't remember what was up exactly, but she wanted to go back to the room, and we had to be on a plane at 8 or 9 in the morning.
You guys
and I was up until 4 talking to everybody. I was like, "Frick it, I don't care, dude. I want to hang out."
Gerard told a story how like I can't remember what charity event he was doing. Was it for Indieland? You know what I'm talking about, John?
Probably. Just start telling the story and I'll remember.
Basically, like they're planning out like this whole like Disney trip or like some like theme park trip, and they ended up just like staying in the hotel lobby and chatting for like 6 hours.
Oh yeah, no, that was Indieland. That was Indieland last year.
Yeah, like that is the strat right there. It's like, because it's very rare that we are all in the same spot, other than for just that. I'm glad that we have disc only, because of the fact that, the 4 of us get to, 5 of us get to hang out at least once a month and that just vibe, right? And we just talk about crap. And yeah, it's rare that all of the entire group is together other than for TRG Coliseum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because so many of us are in like such different spots too. But at least sometimes there's cons we all meet up at. Like
or most of us.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing.
The problem with cons though is that it's very like I this is probably more of a me problem, but like I just like I have a real tough time reaching out to people because I'm like,
well, I don't want to bother anybody.
But
same Tom.
So meanwhile, Tom, I've seen you be dragged off by a couple people in our friends circle and be like, all right, well at least he'll be okay now.
If I'm there in the moment, it's a lot easier than trying to approach somebody online, like than trying to like text somebody. But like I lost my train of thought.
I feel so weird sometimes because I feel like I'm the only person who's like, yeah, I'll like call someone, not like just text or message.
People.
Yeah.
Like so many people I know are just like, don't call, just text. I'm like, okay.
No, because call's immediate. Like text, you don't know when they're gonna answer. Call, it's either they pick up or they don't, and you have the real-time conversation. That is why I prefer calls to emailing people any day of the week if I have to contact someone for help.
Accurate.
I want to call them.
What I will do is, because of the fact that I am strange, I'll text them and be like, "Hey, can I call you?" And then I'll just call them right after. Like, I don't really wait for the response, but it's at least like the thought that counts, I guess.
I do that with some people because I know some people get really overwhelmed by phone calls out of nowhere. So I'll text them being like, "Hey, can I call you later today?" And they're like, "Yes." I'm like, "Okay."
Because like I'll usually text first because
Yeah.
like I if it's something really quick that doesn't need like a full phone call, I'm just like whatever. But if I'm trying to like make plans with somebody, I'm not gonna wait for like a text
No.
like over and over and over again, bro. I got stuff to do. You know, that's too much.
Social interaction for me with somebody I don't know is constant overthinking. And then social interaction with people I do know well is losing myself in the moment. Then when it's over, being like, did I say all the right things?
Constant overthinking kicks in later.
And just constantly worrying about like, did I say am I doing it right? Me
Tom,
after this podcast.
Tom, you need to learn the subtle art of not giving a frick, man. Let me tell you.
There's a book. There's a whole book on it. Yeah.
I haven't read that book yet, but
I haven't either.
That is definitely something that I've dealt with, but it's like, man, you just gotta be there in the moment and just realize that people appreciate you being there. You know?
That's the thing he's saying. He's in the moment. He's fine. It's when he's not in the moment that he has issues with.
But
that's reflecting back on the situation.
Yeah. But the thing is like whenever you're reflecting back, the mind has the reduce my cringe inhibitors, like that type of deal. Right. But then like whenever you think back, you should think back and be like, my situation was enriched because of the fact that we were together and there was nothing really to worry about, for both of us. It was enriching for both of the parties involved.
Sorry, the way you said fire or like disable my cringe inhibitors just made me think of the recent Dragon Ball Fighters video that Lee did.
Dude, I love the fact that you were in that. That made me and Erica lose our minds. Oh my god. Doctor, remove my cringe inhibitors. You don't have any cringe inhibitors. Remove them anyway. Oh god.
Bulma, remove my pain inhibitors. You don't have any pain inhibitors. That was a test.
That video was freaking phenomenal. Oh man.
All right, shall we wrap up then?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, our talking points for this month's episode of Disc Only. Sab went third.
So stupid.
Jared's hotspot. Mercuroni and cheese.
So glad you had to say that.
Tom ruins food.
I'm like the Noid.
Imjabib goes public. D&D and me.
That's where they take your DNA and then compare you to a D&D race.
New Mew just dropped.
I think, actually, in the chat before, I think, yeah, Dan wrote, "Honey, wake up, New Mew just dropped."
Upside down in the rain. Taking chocolate from strangers.
He's not a stranger. Caddy's not a stranger. Well,
details.
Yeah.
Ducks eat peas.
They do. And it's great. You should feed them peas instead of bread. Bread's really bad for ducks.
I'm always shouting.
Accurate.
Cringy confidence. Call me maybe.
God dang it, Dan.
Sab, as our guest this month, would you like to tell us what you got going on?
I'm moving.
Is this public?
Is this public?
Yeah, no, well, so everything's kind of on hold after tomorrow. But I don't know. I like video games. I make music. I do like video game composition stuff. I like baking. I made banana bread for the first time this week. I don't know. What am I supposed to say here, John?
What's your Twitch hyperlink for the audio people?
Or your YouTube? Where can they hear your amazing music?
Thank you. I needed that help. Twitch.tv/sab_Irene, youtube.com/ Sab Irene, and I'm on some of the socials, the Twitter, Threads, all that fun stuff.
I wasn't going to answer her because I wanted her to feel how it felt when I was asked for a topic.
And it comes full circle.
Wow, thanks, John.
Anytime, bud.
Oh, and I like puzzles.
Tom.
Oh God, who goes next? Tom.
We'll go back to normal order at that point.
Okay.
So I finished Tears of the Kingdom just like a few hours ago. Actually, it was really good. So
You're
expect
free.
a video on that. I am free-ish. I still have to make to map out a 18 holes of Korok golf. Then I'm gonna be moving on to Pikmin 4 like full time, doing longer Pikmin 4 streams. What else am I doing? I'm still doing Book of Mario Thousands of Doors. We are at section 6 right now. Just gotta make sure I don't have the baby Yoshi out at the final battle. I should be good. And then after that, we're going back to Pokemon Infant Fusion to do a Quagsire only run where
Yes.
Wow.
one of shout out to Techno Hornets who made a script for that game where anytime I catch a wild Pokemon, it gives me a Quagsire to fuse it with.
That's
So
awesome.
that's going to be the run.
Cursed.
And I might listen. I've been playing a lot of it off stream, so there may be times where I've got nothing else to play, so I'm just gonna play Baldur's Gate because Baldur's Gate is really good. I have not encountered that scene with the vampire and the bear yet, though.
You want to sex the bear?
Apparently you are the bear. I guess I could because you can play as Astarion. There's a lot going on with the bear. You can sex the bear. That was in a trailer for the game.
It was.
Yep. It was really funny. That just a little side tangent here. That game asks you at the beginning if you want nudity. For the stream, I said no, and then realized you could still take the underwear off anyway. Anyway, Steven, you're up.
I just went.
Burr, burr,
Wait
burr,
a-
burr, burr, burr.
Wait a minute.
Jared.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, Steven, thank you. Let me think here. Frick. Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, 4:30 Eastern. Drum stream. Yeah. Very soon we're going to start doing the YouTube streams again. We're going to be bringing it back over. We have a new system that has been built. I wouldn't say from the ground up, but it's been basically activated where we're going to have song suggestions on the website soon, so that song suggestions don't have to be going through the YouTube chat anymore. So looking forward to getting back into that. Basically, my first week of the month is going to be kind of like a hell week where I stream 5 days in a row and then do disc only at the end of it, which is going to be great. But I don't know exactly when that's going to be starting here soon, but I don't know if it's going to be starting in September or October, but we will be doing that very soon. But the regular drum streams are going to be happening, as I said, Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday. And YouTube video will be going out every day at 2 p.m. And Erica has actually been working on shorts content for me because we got her a new MacBook Pro, and she's been trying to learn Final Cut. And she's like, Jared, give me some of your shorts. I want to make some. And she has made some cursed content, and I cannot wait to show y'all. So that's going to be coming out very soon on our next release schedule for that. Also, today is really special because today is 150 days of drawing for at least 5 to 10 minutes a day. And I'm
Nice.
very, very happy about that because I've been making strides in figuring out where things go, and it's very wonderful. So I'm happy with that. But that's about it for me.
Obviously, if you're watching this or listening to this, you probably know my channel, twitch.tv/ProtonJohn. Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays. Mondays, we've been doing game clearing. Currently have Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. I had to cut yesterday short because I was not feeling well physically, and that bled into mentally. Still not 100% today. Hopefully fine for tomorrow. Tomorrow we're doing just whatever Wednesday and sponsored segment for Dare Drop playing Akiba's Trip Undead and Undressed, where you have to take the clothes off of vampires so that their skin is exposed to the sun so they die.
Bravo.
Video games. Saturday is fortune cookie and that. So just on the usual Monday, Wednesday, Saturday for a while. I have 2 cons coming up though before the next disc only. Obviously, there's PAX West where TRG will be going there. That is the 1st to the 4th of September. But the week prior, I'm going to be in Indianapolis for Indie PopCon.
Ooh,
I'm going to be
fun.
guesting there with a couple friends, not TRG related. I'm the only TRG member going out of the group. So I will be doing throne controllers there since it's my gear, and a bunch of other panels there too. So if you're going to in the Indianapolis area or going to Indie PopCon, you'll see me there. Dan, what you doing?
I'll just pretend like I'm Steven because I don't have a lot of stuff going on. Well, John.
Wow, the inflection's perfect. It's like he's really here.
Twitch.com/Steven George without the second E. And we've been playing Pikmin. God, what is this voice? Pikmin 4? I don't remember things. On Tuesdays, we've been playing that lately, and then we've also been playing the Zeldas. We'll be playing that for the next 4 years, every Friday evening. And we have breakfast. We as in me and my wife Mallory. Why did I go Midwestern?
Because you thought of Mallory.
I did. On Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9 a.m. Eastern. Come watch us eat toast.
You're doing great, sweetie. You're doing great.
I loved that. That was so wonderful.
Bro, it's almost like y'all are really good friends or something, man. That was spot on.
I'm your grandpa.
Hey, Steven, can you tell Dan to give us an update on what Dan's up to?
I don't know. Just twitch.com/ I think it's Motion Dan. I don't remember things. As I said, I think I said before.
Twitch.com.
Twitch.tv.
It's .com.
Yes, Steven doesn't remember things.
Yeah.
Twitch.com.
It's on brand.
There you go.
Yep.
Support the brand.
Support the brand.
Support the brand.
Support the brand. I do have one more announcement.
Go for it.
I will be going back and forth between the 3D realm and the 2D realm starting in September.
Ooh.
Tom, is this public? Sorry.
Is he going to Imjabib to get the dimensional?
Imjabib.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's like the Chippendale Rescue Ranger movie.
Yeah.
Oh god. I love that ugly Sonic made a return. That made me happy.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Also, I forgot to mention my wife. Twitch.tv/Melmix. I'm sorry. My lovely wife, Mallory.
It's all right, Steven. She'll get mad at you later for it. All right, well, now this ending's gotten as awkward as possible. Now it's time to end it. I don't know when the next episode's going to be, because the next one's basically at the tail end of PAX West. Like, the day I'll be flying home is that, so I'm not going to be ready for it. So, we doing second Tuesday of the month again, baby!
Yay! Let's go.
Beep, 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 beep.
Gonna be the 12th, yeah?
Yeah, potentially. I don't know, because Steven might not be available again.
Oh.
We're just gonna get another guest all the way down, John. Guest all the way
we could
down.
do that. My lovely wife, Lucagen's like, why haven't you had me on as a guest? Have me on.
Steven, you're off the podcast.
No, I'm down.
But I said like I can't. It's the episode she's gonna be a guest on. I can't be the guest. Like I can't be on. Like so she's got to do all the work for it, so I can go take a break. So.
Fair enough.
So I don't know. Maybe.
Thank you for having me, by the way.
Luca only podcast.
I'm just gonna hand Luca my computer, not tell her anything that I do for the setup, and just see what happens.
Here.
Yeah, thanks, Sab, for joining us.
Yeah,
It was great having you. Yeah, it was
You'll
good.
come in.
Yeah, next time we're doing a puzzle, right?
Yeah.
Accurate.
Hell yeah.
Oh, you're right. Because when you wanted to be on the podcast, you wanted us to do a puzzle during it. Oh, right.
Yeah, which, I'm kind of glad we didn't tonight because Steven has to be there. That's non-negotiable. He has to be tortured.
Do the puzzle, Steven.
Oh, I will, and I'll say this is punishment because you weren't there the first time I guessed it on disc only.
Aw. All right. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I forgot I do a spiel here normally, and I should probably actually get to reading that out. A special thank you to Popsky for our theme song, Prism Shard for our logo, Paper Pennies for the beautiful art in our intro, and of course, our producer is Motion Dan. 12th, I guess, is the next episode unless something changes. We could have another guest. Who knows? Till next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, Sap, this is a part where we pretend like we don't know that they can... And then...
Pretend?
What?
What do you mean? What do you mean pretend? They can't
We
hear
pretend
us.
a lot of things.
I don't know.
Pretend. Ha! We talk about all the raunchy stuff now because they can't hear us. It's perfect.
Yeah, they can't hear us.
This is the only time Jared swears.
Yeah.
Like, don't you know?
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
He swears like all the time here.
like what?
Oh, his internet cut out.
Wow.
All right, well, you'll have
His
to take our
internet
word
cut
for it.
out just when he was about to say the fuck
Oh!
word.
Oh, this is Jared.
He's back!
The frick?
Bye, everybody.
Go home.